Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Unpopular Review. This is the AEW review show for July 21st. We're going to be talking about Fyter Fest Night 2, and what a banging show this was. We had title change. We had multiple title matches. We had Britt Baker in action with Nyla Rose. We had John Moxley versus Lance Archer, and a lot of action to get to. So let's get into it. And maybe, what was that? Who? Special surprise guest? Maybe CM Punk? Maybe not. I don't know. Let's find out. This is Unpopular Review, AEW Fyter Fest 2 review. Welcome, everybody, again to another edition of Unpopular Review. If you love wrestling, we love wrestling, you're in the right place. You are watching Unpopular Review. We are live on YouTube tonight with this AEW review show. We're going to talk about Fyter Fest Night 2. What a real hot card, hot show, lots of surprises, a lot of title matches. We're going to get into it, but I'm not alone. I'm going to get into it with my partner for Wednesday night Dynamite review, the Sheriff. Sheriff, what's going on?
A lot is going on because AEW was fun tonight, and I'm not happy that we're going to probably hate on it. Well, not we, you guys.
Oh, listen, I thought that there was a lot of action. There was some stuff that I liked. There's some. Are you dabbing? What do you? Is it? Oh, we're just dabbing about.
I was sneezing because I'm allergic to haters. Oh God. Here we go.
Well, speaking of haters, there's no bigger AEW hater than the executive consultant himself, Christopher.
There he is.
How are you?
Oh, Chris is excellent, but I have to say I'm not an AEW hater at all, right? I don't hate, I congratulate, and I dominate. So I just, after last week, people were in my inbox and they say, Chris, hey, it was good to have you on AEW show, speaking the truth. Come back.
That's not what they said.
And help us out. And because the Sheriff is just full of crap. So I decided to come in here and be the enema for this show.
You were really salty last week. I was not on the show. Usually
I have no salt intake.
I'm really sorry to the viewers who had to sit through that.
This comes from a guy that has a coffee cup with his own name on it, like he forgot who he was.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge you. You're such a clown. All right, let's start off with probably one of the bigger surprises of the night, and it was your main event. It was John Moxley versus Lance Archer for the IWGP LMAFOWXYZ New Japan United States title. United States heavyweight title, pardon me. And this was a no disqualification match, and it got bloody real fast. What were your thoughts on this? Let's start with you, Tamara.
My thoughts on John Moxley doing what John Moxley does, getting himself down and dirty and just bloody. I was surprised that Archer won. I also don't watch New Japan, so maybe the consensus was that he was going to win. But the match itself was very good, and it was exactly what I expected it to be. It was hardcore, it was bloody, and it's what we like from John Moxley. What about you, Exec?
I actually did like this match. I thought it was really entertaining. John Moxley and what's his face? I want to call him Harper so bad. What's his name? Archer. They did a very good job in the ring, and I've never been a big Archer fan. I just think he just goes out there to make somebody else look good, but he made himself and Dean Ambrose look very good out there. It was really brutal. It was hardcore, and it actually made me more excited for next week's match because I can't pronounce the guy's name, and that's a big no-no apparently here at Unpopular Review. But I can't pronounce the guy's last name, but he is going to have he had a good face-off at the end with Lance Archer. I'm sold. I'm ready for this match next week.
I hear you. This was I don't know if I'm going to butcher this. Hikulu?
Careful.
Hikuleo?
Careful.
Sheriff? How do I pronounce this?
She's not even paying attention. Look at her. Already with the shit. Already with the shit. Look at her.
I wasn't, no.
Needs an enema.
I need somebody to pronounce this phonetically for me. Hikuleo? That's how you spell it, right?
Oh, I'm not even trying. No. Not a chance.
I could fire him right now.
Oh my God. Well, listen, what a crazy match. Definitely a lot of nonsense. Sorry, did I say nonsense? I meant hardcore action. That's what I meant. Hardcore action going on in this match. Being that the big surprise of the night was Nick Gage is going to fight, what's this guy's name? Jericho next week. I'm surprised that they are going to have these hardcore matches back to back. Any thoughts on that? Or nobody gives a fuck?
Why would I care about it being back to back?
I don't know. I just feel like it loses its shine, no? But I guess
let me. Oh my gosh!
I'm asking.
There are.
With me. Come on,
I am accustomed to specialty matches being back to back because WWE has subjected me to Hell in a Cell pay-per-views, where it's Hell in a Cell back to back, and Extreme Rules pay-per-views where it's Extreme Rules back to back, and then I can take it back to ECW where every match was extreme to some extent. So no, I don't really care.
All right. Did the right man win?
I don't watch New Japan. I don't know. I like Jon Moxley, but I do think that he's going to take time off soon. So it makes sense for him to lose the title.
What?
Oh, and now he wasn't paying attention. See, look.
No. I wasn't sure Tamara was finished. Do I think the right man won? I actually am paying attention. I'm doing it. I'm taking my notes. Don't do that.
How many fingers I got up?
You have 2. Now,
okay.
Here's the thing. You thought that was a different screen? Look at you. You're wrong.
No,
every time I'm on here, you're wrong. It's terrible. All right.
No,
Do I think the right man won? I think the right man did win. I think Lance Archer needed it a little bit more than Dean Ambrose at this point. Dean Ambrose has already started, came out there. Yeah,
Ambrose.
He
identifies as Jon Moxley now.
Yeah, well, apparently all night people identify something or not. But what I'm trying to say is that Dean Ambrose, he's one of the most over guys in AEW, and but he doesn't need to win anymore. It should win to Lance Archer. Let's give him a push. Let's give him a rub. Like I said, AEW is making the right decision here. When you put these two together, I'm sold. It's money. The right guy won.
Didn't the last time Jon Moxley got a rub, he ended up getting Renee pregnant?
I think that was the rumor. Yeah, I think it was. But we can't confirm anything. It might happen. It has to be speculation, and then we'll report it. Apparently.
Oh, there's a lot of speculation going on. That leads me to Jamie's comment. What's going on, Jamie? Watching us. What do you think of Bryan signing with AEW?
A1. If it's true, that is great news.
We don't know if it's true right now. All we know is that Daniel Bryan was seen in a forest today. And that was thanks to Brie Bella's Instagram. She tweeted out some pictures of Birdie in the forest hiking. And then I thought I saw in the background something that looked like Sasquatch, but it apparently was Daniel Bryan. True story.
Daniel Bryan signing with AEW is not a good move for Daniel Bryan, depending on what he's trying to have and what he's trying to get done. If it's a short-term contract and he just wants to wrestle some people he's never wrestled before and he's interested in that, then okay, fine, I can see it. But ultimately, his home is WWE, and that's where he belongs. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but
what are you talking about, Chris? How is that his home? They put him on the shelf. They put him on a shelf for 3 years. That's his home?
They put him on the shelf to think about his health? Is that what you said?
No, they weren't. He didn't need to think about his health. He knew about his health.
Oh.
You just put him out to pasture.
Really? Because I thought they were protecting him.
You didn't want to old yeller him and shoot him in the back of the barn. Sorry, spoiler alert if you didn't watch Old Yeller. That's only Jeff Lippman that probably has watched Old Yeller.
That was a Jeff Lippman comment, right? just an old show movie that no one saw it.
Well, I think that's a common expression. Take him around back.
Who's the one that shot him?
His owner, no?
Young Yeller.
His owner. That was a good guess, Steve. That was a good guess.
That's who shot him. Young Yeller. That's who it is. All right, guys. Let's see. Before we get into CM Punk, we'll stretch that out. Let's talk about what opened up the show. We had hold on, let me get my notes. We had Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. This is the 5 Labors of Jericho match. MJF was on commentary. MJF is gold on commentary. He said they're called the 5 Labors because Chris Jericho looks like he's in labor, And then he proceeded to shit on the Texas crowd, which, listen, as a New Yorker, I can get 100% behind. What did you guys think of this match? Jericho versus Shawn Spears. Let's start with you, Chris.
I absolutely hate seeing Jericho in the ring now. He's just not the same. And I understand why he's doing it, and I respect why he's doing it, but it's just hard for me to watch. Jericho used to be one of the best wrestlers in the world.
What bothers you about it?
One time I heard Stone Cold talk about it. He said that I will retire when I realize it takes me too long to get up. Right? I don't have the same edge, so to speak, as I used to. Jericho has been past that point. He is still able to go well into his 40s, and a good job for him. But right now, I mean, your finishing maneuver is a back elbow, and it's not even that good looking. I'm sorry. Like the one he did on a perfect 10 today, Ty Dillinger, was a perfect 6.
He's been long from being the perfect 10.
Well, I agree because he never was. But my point is that back elbow was not good, and not. I mean, Jericho, you are still very entertaining, and by entertainment standpoint, you are still one of the best in the world. I can't name too many people that are better than you. But from a wrestling standpoint, I think you might want to have 1 or 2 or 3 matches a year, like the Undertaker in his last 5 years.
All right.
I don't need to see a match between you and Ty Dillinger.
I think Jericho will retire when he stops producing content that people want to see. He was the first champion for AEW, and for a long time, he was carrying that show on his back, especially while they built up younger guys that maybe to a wider audience people didn't know. So, I mean, it's kind of easy to say that Jericho slowed down because he has. It's true. He's older, he's bigger, and it's very apparent. MJF even called it out. He said he looks like he's in labor. All of that is true, but it's a testament to Chris Jericho because even with all that, he's still one of the best in the world. So I can't really justify telling.
And I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Sheriff. I completely agree with you. MJF is gold on commentary. Shout out to the fact that he did mention that labor joke. It was quite funny. It's just that as wrestling fans, and I'll make this quick so Steve can go. As wrestling fans, and I'll attribute this to the Undertaker. We have to realize when it's time to let our favorites go. And I felt like the Undertaker should have went long before he did. And Undertaker is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Jericho is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But you're hurting your legacy, Ric Flair. You're hurting your legacy when you coming out there over and over again, and you're not the same as you were or anywhere near it. Jericho is not this. It looks like it hurts him to come out sometimes.
I don't think that's fans not letting them go. I think the wrestlers sometimes can't let go, especially in the case of Undertaker. Nobody asked for that Goldberg match. That was just a disaster. I don't even think Undertaker really asked for that. But he's so loyal to Vince McMahon. You know how fans have a hard time letting it go? It's when they look, because you have to understand what year we're in, what decade, what century we're in. When Goldberg comes out and he has over 1 million views in less than 24 hours, yet Humberto Carrillo comes out and he has 32,000. That's not us letting the Undertaker Goldberg
go.
comes from an era where there were more fans, so there are more people that are going to click that regardless. I would think that
Jericho gets the biggest pop of the night because he wrestles. If Jericho says, I'm challenging you, if Jericho says, I'm challenging you, he's going to – I have my many thoughts on Hangman later. But when Jericho says, I'm going to wrestle a match, then fans go, yes, 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 yes. That's us not letting him go because we want to hold on to our childhood. And I'm saying it's time to let go of that childhood, Jeff, and think about coming into the 21st century. Like I say this all the time, and I understand we were in the state of Texas tonight. Shout out to Texas. Y'all got so much content in the last 2 weeks. Ridiculous. But you all are Dallas Cowboy fans, and I can see
COVID.
And I can see why, because y'all haven't won a Super Bowl since 1996, right? So y'all want to see y'all wrestlers from 1996. Hence Chris Jericho.
There you go. You know, there's no surprise to me that Texas is selling out all types of wrestling arenas and shows because, I mean, honestly, if you were a Texan, what do you have to look forward in your life besides, I don't know, grazing on a farm, shooting a gun, branding something, branding your own ass probably. Who knows?
Mark Cuban.
Well, Mark Cuban knows better than to hang out in Texas. He owns the Dallas Mavericks, but he doesn't probably hang out here.
He's never in Dallas. I'll say this, by the way. I know Jericho wasn't allowed to use the chair, but when he Irish whipped Shawn Spears headfirst into the chair that was in the ring rope, it reminded me of WWE 2K because if you were playing a match that wasn't no disqualification, you could actually do that. You could put the chair in the rope, you could Irish whip the guy, and it wouldn't count as a DQ because you didn't technically use the chair. So I thought that was clever.
It was. I think I agree with you. Let's talk about the end of this match. Chris Jericho wins the match with the Judas Effect, the lame elbow that, according to this guy down here, carries no punch, but it still looks pretty. I've seen people get knocked out with those.
Oh, yeah, in real life. I agree with you. I'm just saying it's a finisher maneuver, especially when you've had the Lion Tamer or the Walls of Jericho, and then you had the Code Breaker. It's just not a good follow-up. I remember when The Undertaker I had to go back to The Undertaker. He had the Tombstone, and then after he couldn't do the Tombstone anymore for a while, he came up with the Last Ride. And he also came up with the Guillotine Choke, Hell's Gate. Mm-hmm. Those were all good follow-ups. The elbow just doesn't have the same effect, in my opinion. It's like, wow, that was it?
The Judas Effect doesn't have the right effect?
Well, it's good because he turned his back on WWE. So I agree with the name, if that's what you're asking.
You think you're punny? Anyways,
I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad. You know who was in charge last week? She was in charge last week. She did a horrible job. Let me tell you.
Everybody loved me last week, and they hated Chris.
They loved me. They loved me.
No,
everybody loves me.
They thought you were a hater.
If we're on Facebook, they'll tell you all the things. You know they love me. You know they love me. You know what they love? You know what they love?
Okay,
they love your cute nose. That's what they love. Steve, let's do it.
Before we wrap up with this match, we end up post-match getting MJF from the announce table yelling at Chris, saying he's not going to get past the next guy. And the next guy apparently almost killed a guy, stabbed a guy. I seriously thought he was going to pull out Abdullah the Butcher, but it is actually Nick Cage. Guys, are you surprised to see Hollywood superstar Nick Cage is going to wrestle Chris Jericho next week?
I could have sworn his last name was Gage, but I don't know about Nicolas Cage. I think he's a horrible actor, so I'm glad it wasn't him. But speaking of horrible, I came out.
This guy's white. He's bald.
Nick Cage. So New Jack came out.
He came out and he's like, face off.
Stop.
Oh, gosh.
With the Jeff references, like how many people out there will probably know about Face
Come on
Off?
Now, people know what?
All right, look,
Face Off was a '90s movie. Come on,
early '90s. Now
I
look,
didn't get it.
Early '90s.
Listen to Tamara. She didn't get it, right? Right, Jeff. This is why
You never seen Face Off?
Hey, if you were into nostalgia, and old stuff, go ahead and listen to Hammerlock Hangover, which you can listen to on all your podcast forums. Because Jeff and Steve got a million of them for you. But Nick Gage, I have to see him in action. I'm not too familiar with his work. I've seen a few things. I have not been too impressed with him. But Jericho's so good at what he does. I'm going to sound like such a hypocrite. Stop, Steve. I'm going to sound like such a hypocrite because I said I wouldn't see him in the ring anymore. But when we brought out the pain maker gimmick, I'm like, oh, this might be good. I might be interested in seeing this. I'm sold. I want to see it.
I'm not sold. Here's where I disagree with you again. Like, I remember when he came out as the pain maker in Japan, and all I can think of is like, holy shit, Jericho is out of shape. He's fat and out of shape. And this is not the Jericho that I've seen. Now, listen, I'm not one to criticize, right? Or body shame, right? Look, there's Tamara rolling her eyes at me. But this is the guy that's going to stop this hardcore legend? Like, all I could remember is, like, remember when Terry Funk showed up and partnered up with Mick Foley and he put pantyhose on his head? Like, this is what's going to happen next week. Is going to be Nick Gage, hardcore superstar, look like a goddamn buffoon.
You know what? It's funny because Nick Gage is not super ripped or that in shape either.
Oh no, without a doubt. He looks like I don't know. It looks like his mom bounced him too many times with a low ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, I get what you mean because I do think that Jericho can work on his physique. Even though he did say he got fat on purpose to add to his heel gimmick when he went to Japan.
In Japan, though. He's been out of Japan for a while. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you mentioned it earlier, and I apologize for interrupting, but you mentioned it earlier.
Okay.
I mean, he's older, right? And I feel like once you get older like that, you know, you can keep yourself in shape like this. And man, it's amazingly still in great shape for his age. But you kind of earn that time where you can just, let yourself go. That's what you want to do. Right. So I don't really harp too much on his physique. I mean, once again, it's sad to see because of what he once was. Not saying he was ever the biggest guy, but he was in good shape. But I can't keep harping on that. I respect the fact that he's 50, 51 years old and he's still out there. He's still doing what he's doing. And if he doesn't want to work out like that or he can't get in shape like that, more power to him. Look, Kofi Kingston doesn't have a chest.
He's still in shape. What are you talking about? He doesn't have a chest.
But he doesn't have a chest. His chest looks like
somebody. What does that mean?
His chest looks like it watched AEW got punched.
You know,
that's out of line. You're out of line.
While we're on like this kind of aura of wrestler, I'd like to see Mance Warner as a labor. Or do you guys know who that is?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, Mance Warner. He was the guy that wasn't he like protecting the wall in Game of Thrones?
Anyways, let's.
I never watched that show. I didn't like the show.
Mance Warner, right?
Anyway, he's kind of like he kind of reminds me of Steve Austin in a lot of ways.
Okay, we're not going to disrespect one of the greatest of all time. What we got next? Come on.
All right. Next, we had one barn burner of a match. We had
nice barn burners.
Doc Gallows versus Frankie Kazarian.
I should have known it was being settled for a joke.
Let's gotta move real quickly through this one. Doc Gallows wins with a choke bomb. Doc needed this win, right? Like, come on.
No, he didn't. So here's
oh, no,
here's where the fans tune in to watch me work, right? Right? Because you know what? I'll tell you. Spoiler alert. I was a decent fan of this episode, but for the first hour or so, I was like, "What the hell am I watching? Like, why am I watching this yet again?" And one of the reasons is I saw good brother Doc, right, Festus, come out wrestle. Who did he wrestle? I forgot who he wrestled. Who did he wrestle?
Frankie Kazarian.
Kazarian was Kazarian. Okay, so he wrestled Kazarian. Like, who asked for this match? It was awful. It was really, really bad. Like, why did you subject me to this? If it was just to see Kazarian get beat up, cool. If it was just to get the Dark Order out there with Mr. I'm not a main eventer, Hangman Page, sure. But the match itself, wow. Well, remember I told you about Kofi Kingston? This is the match that did it.
So you don't know why Frankie Kazarian was going against Doc Gallows?
He is supposed to be the elite killer or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you and the Caden Meister, right? Mr. Young one. I just don't watch AEW at all. And I don't pay attention to AEW.
You didn't watch the match.
Stop.
You didn't watch the match.
I did watch the match. I watched the match with one eye closed. Look,
you said so yourself. But you said you don't know why this match is happening. So I don't know why this match is happening.
I don't know why I was booked on AEW Dynamite.
I just wanted to clarify.
There's dark matches. There's AEW Dark. There's Elevation.
I have more questions. I have more
answers.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do. Okay, so you don't like Doc Gallows or Frankie Kazarian?
No, that's not what I said. I don't think this match was necessary. I don't think this match was needed. You shouldn't have this on your main show. I'm actually a fan of the Good Brothers to a certain extent. I find them more entertaining than FTR, but in the ring, I find FTR more better than Good Brothers, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying I'm not a fan. I just think one-on-one, Doc Gallows versus Kazarian, it's not a match you want to pay to see. That's all I'm saying. And I don't want to watch it on free TV either. You know when I want to watch it? When I'm asleep and in another room. Wow. Preferably in another state.
Now, I know I said a lot, but honestly, I thought that the match wasn't the greatest. That's really all I have to say. But I like Frankie Kazarian.
So you're agreeing with me?
No, I understand why the match was on.
Could you say the words that you agree with me so I can put this in commercial? I'm waiting.
Hell no, that's never happening.
Oh, no.
I like the Frankie Kazarian elite angle. I just didn't like the product. I didn't like the match.
We're talking about Frankie Kazarian. We already lost viewers.
He doesn't have a chest because that's what happened on AEW Dynamite. When they do the demos, run that. Let's see. Y'all don't know that story. Took a bad chop. No, I actually I did not know that story. So
I didn't either.
Big Show caved Kofi Kingston's chest in. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know that, technician. Hey, apparently they hate on you because you don't know who Mr. T is, but you know that information, so I'll give you that.
That's
Nick Infante, who apparently, Storm and Saber,
going on, Nick?
Who apparently was popular last night for NXT UPR. Amazing AEW Dynamite tonight. Hey, Bad Guy Jack was giving you a lot of credit. He was giving you a lot of credit, but you said amazing AEW Dynamite, so I don't know. Well, oh my God, this man found us.
Yes, Elvis is here. Elvis is in the building.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Ignore Chris. We're happy to have you here.
There's only welcome.
I'm interested. I see Nick has his handle as 1992. I wonder if he's familiar with the movie Face Off with Nick Cage, the guy that showed up on AEW tonight. Nick Cage.
Ask him. Do you know it?
He's gonna pop in.
There's only one consultant around here is me, so I don't acknowledge Chavo until he acknowledges me.
Ooh,
all right, guys.
Chavo.
Before we get to Chavo, let's talk about this segment that happened after.
You have a crush on Chavo Guerrero?
Again, barn burner of.
Well, actually,
Kazarian and Doc Gallows, and that was Omega, Callis. They both come out, and then Hangman comes out. So we have some nonsense. I can't stand fucking Hangman Page with these goddamn bozos. The what are they called? The Dark Order?
The Jobber Squad.
This turned into a really good storyline, and it turned into Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like, I don't understand why Hangman is hanging out with these losers.
I understand why. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. No, seriously. Hey, look, I know everybody's big on Hangman Page. He has not shown anything to me yet. The best thing he has going is that cowboy crap thing that he says. All right, fine, cool. Besides that, he's not a main eventer. Why y'all don't see this? I'm always right about this stuff.
So he's not a main eventer because you don't like him?
Yes.
Got it. Anyways. In AEW, as we said before, it's gang territory. You have to have friends. Imagine if he didn't have friends. Every week, Kenny Omega would be whooping his ass with his friends.
Why would anybody want to be friends with Hangman Page? The man's a drunk.
But that's the thing. His friends turned their back on him, called him an alcoholic, and he got new friends that you call the dwarves. And he didn't even have to say that he was joining the Dark Order. They just do it because they care.
They do it because they want TV time.
Anyways,
they do it because they want free drinks. Let's be real. Listen, the Seven Dwarfs were, kept Snow White around because she was easy on the eyes, and that's exactly why the Dark Order keep
Hangman Page. Hangman Page does have long hair.
There you go, and he's probably bringing a lot of free drinks. So I've never look. You can take one look at Evil Uno and know that this man has never said no to a meal. So you know what I'm saying.
I gotta agree with Steve. Gotta agree with Big Daddy Cool. Sheriff, you agree? Say it so I can put it in a commercial.
I was never here.
All right, guys, let's.
It went from green screen to black screen, just like that.
Let's talk about
because I'm black. Oh my gosh, cancel
culture.
Do we want to talk about Brian Cage and his backstage comment?
Yes, let's talk about Brian Cage. So, Brian Cage bored me too, and here's why he bored me because. Who's he talking to? I don't like AEW doing these backstage segments like this. This hype up next week's show. I understand why, but it's so overly produced. It's annoying sometimes. He's not, and this was so taped. Y'all didn't tell him to retape this. That was horrible. He should probably step with Taz because he needs a manager. He needs a mouthpiece. Sheriff, I know you agree with me. Let me know so I can put a commercial.
Anyways, never that. Just for the sake of being petty, I'm not going to say that I agree with you. But Brian Cage could have did better on the mic. But I'm giving him time because this is the first time that they're pushing him out there. And I like this about AEW. They take their young guys and they let them sink or swim. They let them get experience so that they can learn and get better. And that's the only way they're ever going to. So, giving Cage a mic, even though he might not be ready for it, you kind of got to do that if you ever want him to get to that point.
Speaking of not being ready for it, we were definitely not ready for Steve's pajamas and underwear.
Hold on, no. I got really big pajamas. So check this out. Look.
Oh, God.
We're going to talk about these.
Look at that material.
I got Pentagon. I got Phoenix. And Chavo Guerrero. No, that's not Chavo Guerrero. That's the lady that should have been out there with Andrade.
Your PJs
Selena De La Renta.
Selena De La Renta. You know what? I had to say, I was going to say that what Tamara said I was going to put in commercial, but heavily edited to make it more beneficial to me. But since you had your give us that pajama look right now, I think that's going to be the commercial that we could blow butts to the seats right now with that. I'll tell you that.
Listen, let me talk to you about one thing. This Nick Infante was talking about, and so was Sheriff was about how to build stars, right? So we're building new stars with Brian Cage, right? And by having him
and
lose
Ricky Starks,
right?
Ricky Starks is the star of that right now. They're building him.
They're building him, right? So
they gave him that trash title.
Well, they're building Brian Cage too. I mean, Brian lost. He got screwed. He didn't really lose clean.
Doesn't matter.
Chris,
What?
follow me here. No, it does matter.
Okay,
Chris.
I'm listening.
Hold on a second. Let me follow me here.
Following the PJs.
On Monday night, we had another guy that WWE is building up. He lost.
Goldberg.
He lost. He lost because he got okey doked by the ropes. We're talking about Karrion Kross.
Okay.
That's not that. See, people have been complaining because people like to complain. I don't think that would hurt Karrion Kross.
We're building new stars, right? Same.
You're building new
right?
stars. You're building new
I know
stars.
SOW,
He
yeah.
lost. I know you have problems. He lost, but when he lost, they immediately put a mic to his face because they want you to see more about him and outside of just that wrestling ring, because that's what's going to sell him. It's not going to be his ring skills. It's going to be the fact that he's a presence, and he's going to end up destroying Jeff Hardy. I think you were the one that said it in the chat room the other day.
Oh yeah,
that Jeff Hardy is going to get thrown around a lot because of this. So I don't see Karrion Kross being as hurt as most people out there. Like, oh my God, this is why people don't go to NXT from the WWE. Like, no. Just trust the process. It's going to be fine. Karrion Kross is going to be a star one day.
Just
a general point. People do overreact to losses.
Correct.
Like singular losses. Like some people act like
they automatically get buried. They can win.
Yeah.
Like in Kazarian's case, was it Kazarian's case? Who was it? Somebody had 14 victories in a row. And then all of a sudden they lost tonight. And I started seeing like, oh, he got buried. No, he didn't get buried. Just because they lost once does not mean it might be Kazarian. But just because it was Ty Dillinger. But just because
he's buried.
Oh, Sean Spears?
No, Ty Dillinger was buried the minute he
left
signed
WWE?
left NXT. So my point is trust the process.
Trust the process, absolutely. Before we get into Darby Allin versus Utah, I want to talk about Andrade, because I feel like that's what some of the people in the chat room are talking about, and that's what my PJs are referencing. So let's talk about Andrade El Ídolo. You know, it really burns me as a Latino. It burns me to hear Jim Ross butcher his name. It burns me to hear Tony Schiavone butcher his name. It hurts me to hear Andrade try to speak English. I want to see him when he was just speaking in Spanish with Pentagon and Phoenix. Fuck it, just let it roll. Just let it fuck, because it seems so natural. It seems like they're saying badass shit, right? You guys took high school Spanish, I assume, right?
I did, and I still don't know Spanish.
No surprise.
When they were talking in Spanish, were you like, holy shit, what are they saying? Like,
well, I knew what they were saying. I can understand Spanish, so I knew what they were saying.
Somebody get Rosetta Stone in here for me and Andrade.
To your credit, though, when Pentagon said what he said with that inflection in his voice and stuff like that, it sounded like he said, "Oh, you bad mother,"
It sounded serious, right?
I agree with you. I completely agree with you on that.
And then, here's my problem. So Chavo comes out, and he's the new executive consultant or consultant?
Careful.
Of Andrade's.
Careful.
This guy is such I know he's a legend, but this was such a fucking letdown. It could have been Zelina had Tony Khan moved faster. It could have been Selena De La Renta. Selena, look, I'm not wearing this woman's face on my fucking PJs for nothing. Look at this shit. Man. Look, we got Pentagon.
Hey.
Where am I? I'm trying to point at my dick here. Look, we got Phoenix. Look at that. We got Pentagon right there. And look, Selena right next to my crotch.
Hey,
is Selena De La Renta right there.
I'm so glad your wife doesn't watch the show.
And yeah, it should have been her. It should have been Selena. She's been doing gangbusters as the head heel in MLW. She just recently left MLW. This should have been her. I don't give a fuck about Chavo Guerrero. And then when he's you heard the Texas crowd already turn on him when he's all like, "I know none of you guys speak two languages. You think Texans are gonna be cool with you fucking saying dumb shit like that? Come on." No wonder they turned on him. And he's like, "Cool down, calm down."
He's a heel. He's like
tranquilo.
Where was Vicky Guerrero? I thought she was managing Andrade. Am I missing something?
Yeah, she was. Heavily.
She was
getting
there,
Nyla ready. She was getting Nyla ready.
I thought this was after the Nyla Rose match.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't.
This was before. Yeah.
Okay, so she was getting Nyla ready by saying, "Excuse me." Gotcha. All right.
There you go. So I don't know, man. I felt like this Chavo thing was a letdown. I know there's a lot of people in the chat that are really hyped up about Chavo. I don't know.
I'm not.
how
And
you
he
guys
was
feel.
crying. He's like, "Oh, a pop. I have never got one in my life." So I respect him for that. Right? He did. He never got a pop before. So I respect him for that.
He got a pop when he was in WCW with that the stick figure horse he got over, and as Kerwin White.
Yeah. He never experienced a pop before, so he was like, "Oh my gosh, this must be how my uncle felt." So I respect him for that. He knew he'll never get that pop again. So I you know what, Chavo? I used to be a big fan of Chavo, so I'm happy to see that he was yet somebody else. AEW said, "Hey, you worked for WWE before, right? Sign here."
Oh my goodness!
What? That's what they do.
Anyway,
That's
first
not
of all,
bull.
in ECW,
That's not bull.
Chavo was very much over, and I liked that run. And I remember his feud with Kane was one of my favorite at the time.
That was still WWE, and he did not have.
You said that he never got a pop before, but
he did not get a pop. He did not.
No, he did. He was very over in WCW when he was with that stick figure horse.
She said in
I said ECW.
ECW. In WWE,
ECW.
Chavo got a pop. Chavo never got a pop in WWE, ECW.
When he was Kerwin White, yeah.
No, when he was the ECW World Champion, it was so terrible. This man was the ECW World Champion, and he entered the Royal Rumble. And he entered the Royal Rumble because nobody gave a crap about that title. Right? It was the FTW title of WWE.
I liked Chavo. I was a fan.
No, you were a fan. So that's why because you popped with Chavo because you have a crush. We already
established that. I popped as a face.
Hey, stand up. Let us see
you got a heel pop.
Let's see your pajamas. Maybe you got Chavo.
Let's see your Chavo pajamas.
I'm not.
She's like, and here we have.
Well,
Chavo
actually,
Guerrero,
I could, but
and here we have Kerwin White.
Let me see. I got these kind of shits going on.
What do you got? Great American Bash? 19.
Yeah.
With her high school shirt on. Amazing.
Great American Bash PJs.
Oh yeah, Banneker 2015 seniors.
There you go.
I have no idea what Banneker is.
That's because you don't know anything about New York.
I know that this should exist.
You're not deep in the streets. So listen. Again, as a
wait, no, Chris, stand.
Oh no!
Chris, no. Dude.
Chris got his tidy whitey.
He's in his stand, or you're in your tidy whitey.
Are we on YouTube or are we on Pornhub? Like I will not be standing. No.
Oh my God, Brother Man says disclaimer. Listen, going back to the topic at hand here, Andrade and this hype up about Pentagon and Phoenix, and I really wanted Pentagon and Phoenix to betray Pac tonight. Like when they were like, we're on a different level. I thought they were actually going to talk physically about height and the fact that they're like way taller than Pac, and that's why they were going to leave him. But it didn't happen. Like this. Talk about AEW wanting to be different from WWE. WWE, Vince is notorious for booking minorities against minorities, right? Here, AEW had a chance to be like, fuck it, let's reunite like the closest thing to be LWO in Andrade, Pentagon, Phoenix, and you fucking blew it. You blew it.
WWE did not invent ethnic/racial angles. Even though in the modern era, WWE is WWE and they were the only show in town for a long time. So you might associate it with them, but there's nothing wrong with racial/ethnic angles. However, when you have a history like WWE has a history of not, booking racial talent that's not white in a favorable way, and backstage you have actual incidents related to race, yeah, people look at it kind of differently. I get what you're trying to say, especially you as a Latino. You don't really want to see that, and I respect that. But I don't think that that's them being like WWE. I think it's its own separate entity.
I don't know. I think even if it's setting up the eventual turn in another couple weeks, a month, whatever, I don't know. It should have just happened now. Listen, we just got out of COVID. And we survived, knock on wood. But fuck, this Delta variant might take any one of us. Might take me out. I need to be able to see I need to be able to see Andrade hook up with some Latino brothers and win a major title on AEW, man.
Speaking of the Delta variant, anybody ever notice AEW's audience in the crowd? Anybody's ever taken a good look?
Oh, please. They look like a bunch of Delta rejects.
I'm just saying because they're always mostly men.
Yeah. And ugly to boot. Right, Tamara? I mean,
I know a lot of female AEW fans, and they're all in a group called AEW Heels.
If you look, and if they're AEW fan, they should be heel. But if you actually look at the audience at an AEW event, like look at Dynamite tonight, you'll see it's mostly men there. I'm not saying it's not mostly men any wrestling event. Go WWE, it's going to be mostly men also. But you see a lot more women in WWE crowds than you see in AEW.
I'm looking forward to going.
You see a lot more families in WWE, so therefore women.
Because that's what it caters to. But AEW caters to the internet wrestling community. That's why they're louder.
I'm looking forward to going to AEW Live just because I want to see the ratio of how many of these marks don't wear deodorant.
So they're trying. That's why you should wear a mask. But they're trying to convince me to go to AEW in Jacksonville in 2 weeks. I will happily turn it down.
Oh, hold on a second. We've got a special guest on the show. Hold on.
Here we go.
Hold on a second.
Just you and me, just how you like to have it. You know, the thing is, you know, I can't stand you.
Oh, nice. Which side?
Oh, yeah. Because they always want to be first. That's why. What the hell is
Hello, this is Pentagon.
Did you kidnap Steven?
Here.
Because you're sitting right there with his lady.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have a shirt on. You probably wearing them fucked up PJs. Like,
look at these PJs. They have my face on it.
So you took out my boy and took out his pants. Like,
look at this shit. Look,
you stole his clothes. What have you done?
Oh God.
Estoy en mis pantalones. What pants are you wearing, Chris?
Well, I saw Jay Gargill on a commercial, so I'm not wearing pants. Look.
Oh, I hear you. You're talking about your third leg, eh?
Oh God, where is this show going?
Pendejo.
Si eres un pendejo. You know who's a pendejo? That guy Pac. I can't wait to turn on that midget. Let's keep talking about the show.
I will say this. I like you, sir. You and
like me
Phoenix.
too.
I want them to drop Neville, and I want them to get with Andrade quickly. I think that would be a great faction. I would love to see him. I would love to see it.
I'm going to tell you a secret.
Go ahead, Mr. Almas.
Me and
Phoenix, you're Pentagon. I'm sorry, you're Pentagon.
Me and Phoenix, we are
brothers.
We're going to turn on that midget. I swear to God.
Good. You know what? I'm a fan of
next time he has this guy likes to go back to where is he from? England or New Amsterdam? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Okay. Listen to me. The next time he shows up and he's not gonna come to the show and then I gotta stay in Mexico. This is bullshit. Tony Khan, book me as a champion.
Why are you wearing Steven's wedding ring?
Listen to me.
I don't want to know.
Because he stole his wife.
I don't want to know. You know what I have? Wife. I have 2 words for you, Mr. Pentagon.
Sí.
Face off.
En español. En español, por favor.
My future. It's the one I acknowledge.
Okay, listen. I appreciate you guys welcoming me to the UPR show.
Oh, okay.
The unpopular review. Here, I'm going to do this for your commercial. Mira, pendejos. This is Pentagon. Please make sure you watch Unpopular Review. If you are tuning in and you like the Lucha Libre, you're going to love Unpopular Review. Like and subscribe, you pendejos, mama huevos.
Me too.
You know what I'm talking about.
Me too.
All right, guys. Pentagon is out.
All right, good. Finally. INS
How
caught
do
up.
I turn this off?
Maybe you should go find Steven and give him his clothes back.
Hey, puto. Where'd you go?
He has the headphones over his mask.
Well, he can't come in the camera because he's naked. You have his clothes.
Well, I'm glad he can't come in the camera naked because then it really will be Pornhub.
What is going on here?
You're the ones that making these comments. First,
You're the one who said you were in your tighty whities.
I never said that. I don't have tighty. Yes, I do, but I'm not wearing tighty whities. First, you want me to strip on camera? No.
You said that you were. Oh, hi, Steven.
Hey, what's up, guys? That's wild. Pentagon was just here.
Yeah, apparently he stole your clothes and your wife.
Listen, hey, Pentagon's a smooth brother, man.
A brother man. No, speaking of brother man. Steve should have yelled.
I was about to say the same fucking thing.
You gotta be quicker. You gotta be
quicker.
What
are you doing in my house?
Yeah, only with a deeper voice, Tamira. Okay, that's too much info.
What's that I hear? I think I hear Pentagon putting the tunes together.
Oh, God. Well, it's Ryan will say this show is all over the place. Look, I got What do y'all think? I got a bow out. So we got one more thing I can talk about. So what's next? What we gonna talk about? Right, Nick?
Oh my God, where was I? I think Pentagon stole my phone.
We just got past the Penta segment.
Yeah, this is exactly why Donald Trump.
I know. Yeah. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the card. Darby Allin versus Yuta. I got to be honest with you. I was busy doing other stuff, probably preparing my Pentagon bit. So, what did you guys think of this match?
I wish it was a coffin match so I can volunteer to go in. This match was. That was fine. I like Darby. I do like Darby. I think he doesn't have a future or anything but 205 Live, but I think he's very, very good. And and I somewhat enjoyed the match, but my favorite part of this match, of course, was Orange Cassidy and Sting. I mean, it's like Sting said, you know what, I'm gonna give this kid a rub. He said, "Hello, grandson. I'm gonna kick you, and you're gonna kick me, and they're gonna kick each other your style." And I was here for it. I was good with it. So I'm always a fan of watching Orange Cassidy. Sheriff, what's wrong with you? What are you doing?
Y'all are such haters. My God.
I gave it a compliment. What are you talking about?
You said that Darby Allin belongs on 205 Live.
That's not a hater. He would rule 205 Live. That is your star.
Bro, but you don't watch 205 Live.
I don't watch it.
So you're basically saying you don't want to see him.
If Orange Cassidy is on 205 Live, I would watch it.
Well, that's not true. No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You don't even watch AEW, and he's on AEW.
I'm watching AEW today. I'm on the show with you and
today.
I watched it last week. I was on the show with you last week. I said I'm going to watch it next. I said I'm going to watch it next week. I'm giving you some behind the scenes information. I think AEW Dynamite is better than NXT. I said that last night, and I'm going to say it tonight. I think AEW Dynamite is better than NXT.
Really?
Wow.
I do. I 100% believe that.
When did you decide?
I'm not joking. I felt like that for quite a while. Now, it's not better than SmackDown, and it's not better than Raw to me, but it's better than NXT. I think NXT is the worst of the 4 shows.
Oh, you're crazy.
Oh, wow.
He's
crazy.
I'm not a fan of NXT at all.
Well, I watch NXT, so that's not
I enjoy Raw. I just think it's long and it needs to be cut by 1 hour. But not a fan of NXT.
Oh, wow.
All right. Let's just quickly go through these cards. Darby Allin beats Yuta with coffin drop. I still don't understand why I keep seeing Yuta on my Wednesday night screen, but whatever.
No one missed you. This is why I don't highlight your comment. I'm not even going to highlight it to let anybody know who I'm talking about. Nobody missed you. Okay, the only time you were missed is when somebody was going skeet shooting, and for some reason you did not make it. So just understand. Your comments will not be highlighted because nobody cares. All you do is troll. Why is somebody calling me on Facebook?
Is that John?
John Groves. Oh shoot, that's the problem with having multiple devices. All right. Oh, okay, good job, Sean.
You better watch out. Pentagon might come over to your house. Let's talk about, since this led to the match later on between Orange Cassidy and the Blade. Let's talk about that match real quick. What'd you guys think of that? And why were you praying that Orange Cassidy got punched in the face by the Blade?
I was happy to see Orange Cassidy pick up this victory. And I was happy. I'm always happy to see Orange Cassidy in the ring. I think
hey.
What's up, C? I think the man is a talent, and I just think he is great. And you know what? I'm just going to throw it out there. You put Darby Allin, you put Orange Cassidy, you put Johnny Gargano on 205
Live. Yeah, we do.
No, hear me out. You put Johnny Gargano, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin, maybe even Adam Cole, right? You put them on 205 Live, easily number 2 show on TV. Easy.
I thought you were going to say if you put Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy, you then get 205.
You know what? Maybe or close to it. You know, but I honestly believe that. I know it sounds like I'm trolling, and yes, I am. But
Yes,
at the same time, I'm telling you, that show will be banging.
You fail to realize that if AEW did not have guys like Darby Allin, like Sammy Guevara, who you said last week needs to be on 205 Live, like what?
I forgot about him. Throw him in there. That's a great roster. That's a great roster.
These are prodigies for AEW. They're future stars. These are people who are integral parts of the roster. They don't belong on a show like 205 Live. They belong on the main event show. They belong on AEW. Like they're over. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll agree with a few of those names, but Orange Cassidy doesn't belong in there. Like, Orange Cassidy's a bum. You know what? I'll tell you this. Orange Cassidy is a great heel because this man made me baby. Yeah, this is why. Because he's so good at being horrible that I found myself for the first time in my wrestling life cheering for this Blade guy because I'm like, God damn, I really can't stand this goddamn Orange Cassidy. I really hope Blade punches him in the face.
I'm pissed
off. And then when he feigned an injury, I was like, see, look at how dumb Orange Cassidy is. He probably thinks he's actually injured.
You know, for weeks, Steven, I had the sheriff and I had young Caden, journalist boy, dirt sheets. I don't know my name. That's okay. Caden. I had him tell me that you were such a hater on this show. And I used to defend your Nicolas Cage ass every single one of those weeks. But today,
I'm surprised.
Today, I have to say it. Elvis Martinez says, will the sheriff be moved to Raw review?
Probably not, because I don't watch WWE much.
I've thought about it.
I wouldn't do it.
I thought about putting it on with Jeff and seeing how that combination does.
He wanted me to be on Friday, and I was like, LOL.
Who wanted you to be on Friday?
You.
You said you couldn't do it. You didn't say you didn't want to.
Tamara's too busy.
No, I did say I didn't want to. I don't want to do Fridays, and I don't watch WWE, nor do I want to watch
so you can be on Friday.
No, I can't. I don't watch WWE.
No, but you have. So you don't want. You're not going to be on Friday because you don't want to.
Well, yeah.
Or because you can't.
Basically, yes.
Or because we'll talk later. That is my.
Basically, yes.
I am moving to Monday.
But you knew that. Why do you think that's new information?
Because that's not like it's not the first time I haven't had you on SmackDown. But we'll talk about this offline. But Friday is my last SmackDown episode because I'm moving over to Monday Night Raw to put Jeff in his place. So I just, I want to, I wanted to go out with a bang. I wanted somebody I could trust to be there. Steve's unavailable, so if you were available, I need you on Friday.
Oh wait, you mean this Friday coming up?
Oh, you talking about permanently?
I was talking about this Friday coming up. I actually
inside baseball. Come on, let's move this on.
You were thinking about doing it. You were drunk though, but that's sober thoughts.
Oh hell no!
I love you when you're drunk. I love you when you're drunk. I almost let you propose to me. I almost let you propose to me when you were drunk.
No, so you like drunk girls.
Should I ask Pentagon to show up? Because he definitely likes watching. I can tell you.
Speaking of drunk, Hangman Page is not a main eventer.
I can tell you about Pentagon. He likes to watch. Let's talk about Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose.
Gosh.
What'd you guys think of this match? Obviously, the right woman won. Britt Baker got over, and she made Nyla tap.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat what you said?
But
I wasn't paying attention.
I said the right woman went over.
Oh, the right woman went over. I agree with you. I think the right woman did win.
And then she starts patting Britt on the head, like when she tapped out. Like I felt like that was disrespectful.
Said, "Good job, bro."
Oh, you such a dick. Such a dick. I can't take this guy. Don't ask. Don't ask. He's being inappropriate again.
I can't help it.
Being inappropriate.
Steve walked me into it. He tossed it up. I laid it in.
I wasn't paying attention, but thank you, brother man.
She did SmackDown and was good. Thank you. So she should be on me.
Hell no.
We'll talk.
All right, guys. Getting back to Britt Baker. Britt Baker. In this introduction, right? Britt Baker gets introduced, and she's Britt Baker,
DMD.
I can't stand the Texas crowd because when when she was coming out, they kept chanting TNT. What the fuck was that all about?
Well, let me tell you why. Because Texas realized they're a crap state, and they realized they're the toilet bowl of the United States. So what they were trying to say when they were doing TNT is they're like, we're Dynamite, and we want TNT so we can blow up and not be on this country anymore because we suck that bad. I agree with you, Texas. TNT, keep chanting that every week, and then maybe somebody will blow up you and your cowboy shit. That's all I'm saying. But before y'all do that, make sure that Orange Cassidy and Sammy Guevara and all these other future 205 Live stars come out. Because I want to see 205 Live succeed. I do.
Stop it.
I think their future. I think they can break 400,000.
What's that? Future Endeavored?
Yeah, I think so. NXT is calling the sheriff's name. Oh, you want to see a UPR NXT? Well,
let's be clear. I don't ever plan to ever review a WWE show consistently, and if I did, it wouldn't be NXT.
Okay, so Tony Khan, the promoter of the year. Greetings, gentlemen. I was playing chess, gentlemen. First of all,
when everybody else is playing chess,
Tamara's not a gentleman. Tamara's not a gentleman. Okay, what does she look like? Greetings, gentlemen. I was playing chess all along when everybody else was playing checkers. CM Punk to AEW. Look, I don't know how much longer I can have, but CM Punk is going to AEW. Good for CM Punk. Good for AEW and good for the wrestling fans, because I know a lot of wrestling fans are that pathetic that they still want to see CM Punk. I don't think it's good for CM Punk, because I think if he really, 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 really wants that shine and rub, he needs to go back to WWE. That's just my opinion. I will always say anybody that's a huge star is going to do better in WWE. That's where you get your name recognition. If you go into any Fox show or any ABC show or Disney show, ESPN, they're going to talk about your WWE accolades as opposed to AEW. And that's just how it is. WWE is the NFL. AEW is not. I'm sorry. Listen, it's Arena Football League.
Listen, we have Tony Khan watching the show right now, all right? So I think we should show some respect. Hey, Tony, what do you think of my PJs, Tony? Look at this. I've got Pentagon. You should put this guy to be fucking over, because you don't know what you're doing. Look, there's Pentagon right there. He needs to have some wins, so that way he stops saying 0 W's as in 0 wins. So you get him some wins. Look at Selena right there. That's Selena. If I do this a lot, it looks like she's winking at me. Look, can you see that? Can you see that, Tony? Tony. Thank you.
Promoter of the year, Tony Khan. He is.
What else we got? Because we got to roll.
Can't hear you.
So what else we got? Because Steve. When he was playing with his PJs, he was playing.
No.
No, can't hear you.
And so we were on the we got past Britt Baker and Nyla Rose. Next we had Pride and Powerful and FTR and a
can't wait for the
press conference.
Can't wait for the match. The press conference is terrible. They edited so much out. It was ridiculous.
They did, right?
Yeah, it was easily told. It was easily told they were edited out. So it was terrible. It was terrible to play. And I don't know why they had mentioned, oh, I grew up in a slum area and I did this and I did. Nobody cares. Look, life is rough sometimes. We all went through it. I didn't need to hear that to like you anymore. Okay, because that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to do the face thing and why you should like me, because I'm just like all you all. I grew up in New York City, so I had a bad life. All right, we understand that. All right. I saw Paris is Burning. That's an old movie. Tamara's not going to get it, but I saw it. We reviewed it on UPRE. Follow us at UPRE on YouTube. But understand, this match is going to be. What's wrong, Steve?
Nobody watched Paris is Burning.
I had no choice. But this match is going to be
more people probably watch Face Off.
Probably.
More people know what Face Off is and Nick Cage. I still cannot get over that Nick Cage was on this fucking show tonight, man. This is wild. Tony Khan, man, promoter of the year. You did it again, Tony. You fucking landed Nick Cage. Amazing.
And I'm going to say I can't stand Nick Cage. I think he's a terrible actor.
Well, Cash Wheeler said he only cares about God, his family, and wrestling. Spoken like a true redneck.
Yeah.
They did play up the redneck roles.
Yeah.
But I'm hyped.
Hey, you know what? You know who was the best part of that whole press conference backstage segment? Like, these four are big enough to have a press conference. But you know who was the best part of that? It was exactly. You know why? Because he said, "I'm collecting money for doing nothing." I love you, Tully. I wish I could do that. I wish I could just show up and nothing happens and I get all this money, because hey, you know what? Promoter of the year, Tony Khan. Promoter of the year.
Promoter of the year, Tony Khan.
Hey, Elvis, you have a bad life. right? So when that guy from LAX was over here, he was like, "Hey, I'm a slumlord. My parents were single, and he did this." I was saying this to some people who were interviewing me. I said, "Hey, I had a bad life. I had to look at this guy named Elvis Martinez. I had to look at his face.
Thank you, brother, man.
Pop up on the show. Nobody's run him over with their car yet. They should use him for lab testing." Like, I was trying so hard. I didn't understand what was going on. I did get it, but hey.
Oh my God, you did not say the lab testing. You crazy.
That's just me. What else we got? I gotta go. What else we got?
I don't think we got anything else. We just QT Marshall and was interviewed backstage, and he apologized to Tony Schiavone.
All right,
there was a Christian promo at Jurassic Express.
I just know I have to go save my roommate's life.
When you mean like a Christian promo, like they had to go to church.
That was another terrible segment backstage. And Christian's like, "I thought we finally put it to bed of you and me, Matt Hardy." And I was thinking, like, the only thing y'all put to bed was me. Because why the hell am I still watching you two wrestle? I don't understand. I want to answer Brother Man's question. He's been such a great fan all night. Shout out to Brother Man here. Your thoughts on Linda McMahon, that fan? Will that happen in AEW? Yes, it will. Because Tony Khan is going to use anything he wants in the world to make himself look like he is that guy that's so nice to every single person. That's why it will happen.
I disagree.
Let me tell you why Steven's about to be wrong. And tell you this joke that Steve's going to tell you. So the reason how come that Linda McMahon thing was really good is because it was 100% genuine, it's 100% real. She had no idea nobody was recording her or anything like that. She was just enjoying the moment, which was a great moment, John Cena coming back for that kid. I understand that kid is young. That kid's about Sheriff's age. And he was lit up when he saw John Cena. So shout out to Linda McMahon and Sheriff. Steve, tell your joke.
It works two ways. One, Tony Khan, promoter of the year, he likes to shut down people's YouTubes when they show clips of his stuff in his own, nervous Tony Khan way. That's my content. I'm gonna shut you down. And then number two, well, 1 second, Sheriff. Here's my major punchline. Number two, the real reason that you're not going to see it is because, let's face facts. When was the last time you saw a child that was a person of color in the audience at AEW? Go ahead, I'll wait.
Me, when I go there.
I said a child.
Well, according to Chris, that kid was my age, remember? But anyways, I will say, I do think the YouTube fiasco was a mistake because there is no way that they are purposefully just striking all of that content. I actually had a channel get striked, and when I reached out, they retracted it and said it was a mistake. So and then there was a channel, I think it's called Polana Productions, who is very critical of AEW, and he assumed that they striked him because he talked shit about the company. But they were like, no, we striked everyone, and it was a mistake, and they took the strike back. So maybe they're backtracking because they got so much backlash, but they need to get that shit together because YouTube is very hard to once that channel's gone, even if they retract the strike, YouTube can be very slow to reinstating it, if ever. So
it's not as easy as when you get struck down on Twitter and then you're like, this is my new account, retweet for mutuals.
Not the same. Or on Instagram where they're like, got deleted at 1K. Here's my new one. No. Yep. YouTube doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Oh, no, not at all. Anyways, guys, that's been the AEW review. If you've got any questions, comments, any news that you want to hear us talk about, we'll pretty much talk about, I guess, the latest AEW rumors. And, oh, hey, look who's back. What's going on? Did Pentagon show up at your house?
He tried. He tried, but I said, never mind. All right, let's go.
Elvis showed up at your house?
Said, let me in, Chris.
Elvis showed up, but I showed him a can of Raid, and he left.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
You can't be doing my boy wrong like that. Look, he's saying that I'm always right, so.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Wow, man. Let's talk about AEW news. So we talked about Daniel Bryan earlier, but earlier today, biggest news that got dropped, and there was internal fighting between the UPR crew. Mostly it was Caden and Jeff versus me and Chris on debating whether CM Punk rumors of him coming back to wrestling is news or not. Chris and I feel like that's not news because it's Chicken Little. It's the sky is falling. How many times has this guy come back to wrestling or rumored to come back to wrestling, and it never happens. That's why I said it wasn't news.
That's
it's
so
like,
funny because
it's
when
like,
I saw that, my
Yeah.
first thought in my head is CM Punk rumored to come back is not news.
Thank you. See, look at that. Sheriff breaks the tie.
But she was quiet. She didn't say anything because it's not cool to agree with Chris. So I understand. I peeped.
Wait, what are you talking about? Did
I
you say
said
that?
I was the first advocate to say it. I was like,
When was that? Was that on the show?
No,
Oh, he's whipping out the guns now.
Was that on the show?
Your co-hosts,
then what are you talking about?
Your co-hosts are so they come in there, they report every bit of news. CM Punk's reportedly.
Anyways, go ahead.
Did you do that?
I did.
Oh no!
I
Look at him.
100%
Is he?
did.
Why is he? Is he saying he wants
Bring me back right now.
Who? What are you doing?
I was waiting. You could have brought.
He's gone.
That wasn't me.
he's-
Just to be clear.
I don't know. What is he saying? Put me back
Hold
on?
I'm gonna unmute him.
I will delete all this crap. Everybody will be a guest on this show. Look, here's what I'm saying.
Bro, if the stream gets terminated, it was good chatting with y'all, especially you, brother man. Thank you.
The following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match where any sorry,
Y'all not gonna let my boy David live that down, are you?
Because I do see people losing StreamYard access. Who put that up there and why? That has nothing to do with anything.
Me.
Steven,
What are you talking about?
did you just put that David clip up there?
No.
I don't even know how to do that.
Okay, so I'll deal with that person in a minute, but that's not news. When CM Punk actually shows up or is actually announced as signing with AEW or WWE or MLW or whoever, that's news. I don't want to report on rumors. I don't.
Yeah.
It'll be a great moment when CM Punk shows up, no matter where, though. I will say that.
Do you think? Yeah, I was gonna say that. Do you think that CM Punk showing up is big news? I mean, we haven't seen him
showing up. Yes,
seven
showing
years.
up. Yes,
7 years
Most
we haven't seen.
Definitely, most definitely.
showing up. Yes, rumored to no. No.
Correct. We're not going to report every single time. And you know what? I wish that Jeff and Hayden would come on the show with me and Steve. Sheriff can referee. She could be the sheriff. She could be the law and order. I wish they would come and we can debate, have a friendly debate of why they're wrong.
Jeff has 155 IQ.
A friendly debate on why they're wrong.
He also have 155 bullshit excuses of why he don't want to do anything.
Do you think that CM Punk is a draw? Will he spike if he shows up on AEW? Will he consistently be over 1 million?
Not consistently, no.
Well, let me ask you this: if you say, because you can say that CM Punk is a draw, but he has been on television in a wrestling capacity, well, in a non-wrestling.
You talking about WWE backstage, right?
Yeah, and he drew for the first
he
drew for the first episode.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, it's just him on the show. You can't. Well, not just him, but I mean, he's the main draw on the show. I don't think he can carry a show on his back, but I think he has a fan base.
I'm going to say something controversial. If Edge didn't spike the ratings, CM Punk can.
Who's a bigger draw in 2021?
Between Edge and CM Punk?
No, between CM Punk and Bad Bunny.
Oh, that question. Bad Bunny is definitely a bigger draw, but I can see why some people might say CM Punk. Because some people only limit themselves to wrestling. But I will tell you from being at WrestleMania, Bad Bunny was super over, and they had a lot of people show up or tune in or talk about it that don't watch wrestling, but because they like Bad Bunny, they watched.
If we're talking in a wrestling capacity, I would hope that the wrestler draws more. However, Bad Bunny is a bigger star than Edge, and he sells at arenas on his own. Edge could never do that, and I like Edge. That's not a diss.
Do you think that Edge could sing half as good as Bad Bunny?
No.
Maybe if he tried really hard.
No.
In Spanish?
But he
in Spanish? Hell no.
But he could scream as he took that spear from Roman Reigns and lost to the head of the table on Sunday.
Absolutely. He should not show up.
The crowd
Edge,
wants
Wow.
Caden.
I'm so glad he asked that question. So let me answer that question for him. Okay.
no,
who was that?
don't come
Join
up here.
Caden, join.
No, please don't.
Out of the question.
Nobody wants Caden.
What's your question?
Nobody wants Kate. Nobody wants.
I
Kaden.
want Caden. Will AJ Lee show up in
You two
AEW?
I hope you two have a lovely life together.
I hope so. AJ Lee is probably one of, if not my favorite of all time.
I really hope. I'm glad that Elvis asked this question because I really hope that she does show up on Dynamite, on AEW, and I also hope that Daniel Bryan shows up with Brie Bella, and it's a tag team match.
That's another reason why I'm surprised that Daniel Bryan will go to AEW, because the Bellas, I just don't see it. But hey, we'll see. Zelina Vega and Andrade, huh? Or
I also don't
Zelina
see
Vega and Malachi, right?
Caden is asking the UPR universe to let us know that you want him on.
You're about to get Elvis.
And as I posted that, we lost about 10% of our viewers.
Yeah, we actually did. That's not even a joke. That's not even a joke. Like Katie said, I'm on my way. It went up.
It's not.
The demo god, right? That's your next name, the demo god, because when you get all our demos, there.
Oh, please, that's
Brother man.
Brother man don't want you. Brother man don't want you. You're not a brother. You're not a brother. He don't want you. Okay, you gotta get some brother. You gotta go out and get some sun. Maybe he'll like you. All right.
Oh, see, look at that. Unpopular review wants Caden.
Unpopular review is probably him.
Literally.
That was her.
Nobody wants Gated.
All right, guys. Any other AEW news to discuss before we sign off?
I gotta go. My roommate's killing me, telling me to pick him up. He's in a sketchy area.
Sorry, David.
What sketchy area of Orlando is he in?
I don't know. He's afraid Goofy's going to come out and attack him. I really
he's holy shit.
I don't know.
He's at fucking Disneyland after dark.
Yo, after watching freaking Space Jam 2, anything's possible. He might get sucked into Warner Media.
The Goon Squad is coming after me.
Yeah, he's going to have to play basketball to save his life.
Oh, no. Vaya con Dios, David.
Hey, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having me on. Thank you so much. And I won't be on next week, but starting this Friday will be the last episode of SmackDown with yours truly as a permanent host. But starting next Monday, it's going to be myself as well as Evil Dose. First time for Monday Night Raw. That's right, back on Raw, back on the A show, back where I started. Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to being with Evil Dose. And Fridays will now be hosted starting next week by the Technician, along with a special guest every single week. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. Everything else is staying the same.
Brother man said David's at the Rainforest Cafe. Go save your roommate.
Look who's here.
Yes.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
The original trio was back.
Unacceptable.
Yes.
I will cut your feed. I will cut.
Oh, what happened?
I will cut his feet. Don't play with me. Wrap this up so I can go get him.
This guy. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. This has been the AEW Unpopular Review. Please make sure you like, love, and subscribe to AEW to Unpopular Review here on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the socials, TikTok. Find us there. Unpopular Review. If you like wrestling, you're gonna love our content. We've got lots of jokes, lots of fandoms. Last week we had one of our Twitter followers decided to tap into our show and was like, they're nothing but a bunch of AEW haters. And really, they weren't paying attention because Tamara was totally.
Well, no, he gave props to me having.
He eventually did. He said because last week it was just the consultant and the sheriff, and sheriff was just defending AEW left and right, and
I wish I could remember his name, but thank you for recognizing the hard job I got to do over here with these haters, man.
There you go. But listen, we've got haters all around. There's haters on Raw. Look, Caden was on Raw, right? Right, Caden? You were on Raw and you were hating on it? Raw. See? Look at thank you. See? So there he was. He was absolutely on Raw and hating it. And the technician is here.
He did the mobile version. He did the mobile version, so he did the mobile version, you go right in.
Backstage is popping. What's going on?
Look, he's backstage at Rainforest Cafe.
Get them off. Get them off. Get them off. Y'all prolonging me leaving.
Bro, he's letting you know that he's in Warner Media 3000 having to play basketball with Bugs Bunny. He needs you to come save him.
Kaden, stop hijacking the show. We want Elvis off the show, but he's a loyal fan, so I'm going to respect him for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it right now. Right? I'm going to come on, and I'm going to be not to steal anybody's thunder, okay? But I'm going to do it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here at Unpopular Review on YouTube. Make sure you follow us and subscribe to us. Unpopular Review, as well as UPRE if you like movies and television shows and everything like that. Maybe food shows will show back up. I don't know. Ask David if somebody actually goes picks them up. Friday, this week's SmackDown's going to be myself and probably the Sheriff. We'll talk more about this. But next Monday is going to be Evil Dose, as well as the Executive Consultant every single Monday. Next Tuesday, you'll have Big Daddy Cool the bad guy, as well as Captain Shakespeare, as they bring you NXT results. And then AEW right back here next week with Big Daddy Cool, the Sheriff, and journalist boy if he decides to show up. Oh, and there goes the next X. If he decides to show up. So for Big Daddy Cool, for Sheriff, I'm the Exec Consultant. Thank you so much for watching us, and we'll see you next time right here on Popular Review.
Hey guys, this is Pentagon. Please make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the Unpopular Review. Unpopular Review. Like and subscribe, everybody.
Hi, Mom.
You are beautiful on the inside.